In this video, I'm going to be discussing 5 problematic cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel and what Konami can do to address them on its first ban list. Let's get right into it. What's up, Duelist? My name is yugioh, and welcome to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel video. As I mentioned earlier, in this video, I'm going to be going over 5 cards that I believe are problematic in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. If you enjoy content like this, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified every single time I upload a new video. Thank you so much, I love you all. Keep in mind that these are just 5 cards that I've identified in the game as problematic or controversial, and you may disagree or agree with them, so go ahead and leave a comment below and let me know your thoughts. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. The first card I have on my list is number 86, Heroic Champion Rongo Miniad. If you play in the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG, you know that this card is banned, and for a good reason. Rongo is a rank 4 Xyz, which requires 2 or more, maximum 5, level 4 warrior monsters. Its effect reads, once per turn, during your opponent's end phase, detach 1 material from this card. This card gains effects based on the number of materials attached to it. 1 or more cannot be destroyed by battle. 2 or more gains 1500 attack and defense. 3 or more, unaffected by other cards' effects. It's kind of scary. 4 or more, your opponent cannot normal or special summon monsters. Horrifying. And 5, once per turn, you can destroy all cards your opponent controls. This card is an absolutely unfair powerhouse of a card. Basically, once this card hits the field, there's nothing your opponent can do. One of the only ways to take care of a card like this is with something like a Kaiju, which not many people are running in their main decks. I think Konami should basically copy exactly what they did in the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG and ban this card immediately. It promotes very unhealthy gameplay, and basically once it's summoned, you can't play the game. I think it's safe to say that this card at 0 would do the game a lot of justice. Let's see it get banned, please Konami. Next on my list, I have a little bit more of a controversial card, but it's still very powerful nonetheless, and admittedly it's a card that I play in my Eldest strategy. That card, of course, is Skill Drain. Skill Drain is a card that reads, activate this card by paying 1000 life points. Negate the effects of all face-up monsters while they are face-up on the field, but their effects can still be activated. Drawing this card provides such a safety net for the player that activates it. It all but ensures a win, unless you can do something like have a Cosmic Cyclone or a Twin Twister, or even go into an Access Code Talker. This one's a little bit more controversial though. It provides a little bit of a check to all the crazy combo decks you see out there. It makes them play at a much slower pace. But for some decks like Sky Striker and Zodiac, this card is an absolute beast, and it simply can't be dealt with in most cases. What do you think should happen to Skill Drain? Let me know in the comments down below, but I think putting this to 1 just to start would be a good idea. Let's see how it does at 1 in the game. Sure, it would be a little bit sacky, but at least you wouldn't see the consistency of it being at 3. The next card I have on my list is a card that I think most players would agree is ban-worthy, and that's Imperial Order. This card in particular was legal for a couple formats in the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG, and now it's banned. And most players would agree, rightfully so. Having this card at 1 means if you open it, you're free to activate all the spells you want, set this card, and then your opponent is not going to be free to resolve any of their spell cards. This card reads, negate all spell effects on the field. Once per turn, during the standby phase, you must pay 700 life points. This is not optional, or this card is destroyed. 700 life points is a minuscule price to pay for a card like Imperial Order. Think about a card like Solemn Judgment. You have to pay half of your life points to activate it 1 time. Imperial Order stays on the field for a measly cost of 700 life points. Now this card did receive a nerf. It used to be a lot more powerful than it is now, but the fact that it's still this powerful means that this card is absolutely busted. In my last video, I talked about how I opened this card 3 times in a row on the ranked ladder, and I won 3 games in a row just by opening it. That was literally the only reason I won those duels. Imperial Order, if you get banned, we won't miss you. The next card I have on my list is Simorgh, Bird of Sovereignty. This card is typically played in the Tri-Brigade Lyraloose strategy. First and foremost, its built-in effect is bonkers. This card can summon the Wind Barrier statue directly from the deck. Basically, this card eats up your battle phase. It means that you have to have a normal summonable monster and attack the barrier statue in order to get over it. This card was banned in the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG if I'm not mistaken, and I think Konami should do the same thing in Master Duel. And for my final card on this list, this one's more controversial than contentious in my opinion. Now I am on record saying that I do like Max C, just the threat of Max C is difficult to play around, and it makes players have to think before committing to the board. Now as I mentioned before, this card is banned in the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG, and I think it is for a good reason. Having the ability to draw a card every time your opponent special summons a monster is insanely powerful. But at the same time, it will help you keep up with decks that special summon a million times. Do you have an Nibiru in your deck for that Tri-Brigade Lyraloose deck? Activate Max C on their first special summon, maybe you can draw into it. The biggest issue with Max C is that it's normally a game winner for the player that has it. I don't think putting a card like Max C at 1 is going to solve any problems in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Guys, that's going to do it for this video. What do you think about the decisions that I made on this Banlist prediction? Do you agree with them? Do you disagree with them? Do you have other cards that are controversial that you want me to talk about? Let me know in the comments section down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks so much for watching this video. My name is YugioH, and remember, stay getting that paper. I will see you in the next video.